Hello and welcome to the Scary Friends podcast, the only podcast on the internet that answers your life questions. And today we have a message from our sponsors.
You can't set up Nate.
You suck!
Really?
Practice safe sex, kids. Go fuck yourself.
You trying to pull improv and you turned to Nate? No offense, Nate. But, good lord.
Fucking improv up here.
This podcast is brought to you by Denny's, the only food,
No!
the only food on the planet that makes Dan go. Dan, you have a message for Denny's?
No.
Okay.
I really don't.
No.
Bad publicity is still publicity, John, so...
As Will puts it, you get shit that's very liquidy, so you can't put...
Yeah, no, pretty much.
Oh yeah, they should have fed him Denny's.
So now that that's out of the way, I'm John A.K. You know what I realized in episode 8? I never introduced myself.
Yeah, that's
Good.
We all
no one knows who the hell you are.
We know who you are. We know.
Are we technically part of the Skill Flea Circus? I have to ask you. Like, are we other skill fleas in the circus?
Are we fleas, or is it just the fleet running the operation?
You know, I'm not 100% sure. I haven't gotten the lore down yet.
Well, that's bad because you're in charge, so...
Yeah, that's true.
So
Like, if I'm gonna be a flea, I want to be the flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I want to slap the bass real hard.
No, you can never.
I wish, though.
I had a good idea for that, but, I don't think...
So to introduce her, when we have today Dylan.
What's up?
Oh my god.
Oh, what a great.
What a great...
Love you too.
Dan, we have Lumberjack Dan back.
We have Dan, who was cheated out of an incredible WWE victory
Go
today.
fuck yourself, you salty
everything
motherfucker.
that just happened. Dan only recollects everything that happened in the last hour.
You know he had a lot of popcorn earlier
blames
because he's
me.
fucking salty.
I'm very salty.
We also have Nate here, who doesn't want to be a sponsor apparently.
We also have Will, who we completely skipped over.
As per
I know, it's
usual.
fine.
I always save the best for last.
Aww.
Oh, shit.
And by that I'm full of shit.
Yeah. Will also talks about himself in the third person, just like Dan, so...
Oh, my God.
He's here, too.
Are you going to go down the salty road, too?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
1010 Salt Street.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Jesus Christ. What
So-
story are we into?
Why are we here?
So one of how you guys really liked the Smiling Man, right?
That
Yeah.
was pretty solid.
And I think that one of the
He
things
was a happy guy.
What would you
my
if you were to describe his mouth, what would you say about it?
Happy?
It's very cartoonish.
Is this like first grade where we recognize the picture kind of thing?
No.
I'm gonna say.
I'm just-
cartoonish.
I'm gonna say sexy.
Alright.
Very
I
phallic.
would
It's
say-
been a long night, ladies and gentlemen.
I would say
look at my
that.
body.
Would you guys agree with me that you said the Smiling Man had a funny mouth?
Yes.
That was a Dylan
You are
joke. What the
agonizing at leading
Fuck
us on.
you.
And the story is Funny Mouth.
That was the
Bad segue.
That was
Bad
a terrible
Bad segue, bad you.
Horrendous.
Oh man. Well,
I'm not even talking about the school.
we're reading Funny Mouth, and there's really I don't know. I can't really intro this story unless I read the first few lines.
That's
So-
not introing it.
Well,
So why don't
it's a very special, a unique story.
How about we start reading it then?
Whoa, hey.
Add a little bit more salt to that.
Jeez.
Now, here's the thing.
Wrong one. Holy
So, what are you doing? Don't scroll through it. You cheaters! You've been cheating on me for 9 episodes now,
Get over
motherfucker!
Get over it.
over it.
They've been spoiling the endings. That's how William knows how to critique all the points.
Yeah, you wish. I'm just too smart for these stories.
All right. Well, for the first time since the first podcast we did with normal porn, we are doing an internet horror story where
Yay!
the horror's in the internet.
I like the
And
internet.
this time we're doing a live chat room, and here we go.
I thought we were doing the bowels.
Wait, are we on AOL right now?
We're on AIM according to John.
John, born in the year 2005.
Oh man, fuck.
Well, John, I still love you.
Which one was that from? The AIM one?
Was it the first one?
It was no One House, I think.
Only
It had to have
2010.
been.
Yeah, that was
Remember
No One
this.
House.
Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, watch No One House. Like, comment, and subscribe.
That's
Smooth.
episode 2?
You should also
Episode
like
3.
this.
Episode
You know, you haven't listened to the whole thing
episode
yet.
3.
The Phantom No One House.
Hey, you don't know what's
Yeah.
coming, but like it anyway.
So I'm gonna read the first few lines, and this is a good way to get us all into the mood.
Cool, like we always do.
Yes.
Cool, man. Cool.
Will, Jesus Christ.
You're on a roll. Man.
So here we go.
Damn.
This is Funny Mouth, and there's a chat part in this where it's like the whole idea is it's part of a live chat.
Yes.
Oh, that's
So
what
this
I'm
is going to go on the
confused.
screen, the parts, because you'll
Yeah,
see
this,
why.
This might not read as naturally.
Funny Mouth has joined Referred Sales. Funny Mouth says,
Can we
"Hello,
hold
everybody
on,
tonight."
hold on.
What?
Can we, like, if there's going to be, like, AIM talk in this, should we have different people reading it?
Actually, yeah, you know
That'd
what?
be a good idea.
Okay,
'Cause
so
that's
who
gonna-
wants
it's
to
gonna
play
get
as
fucking
Funny Mouth?
confusing.
Well, I think you should if you're.
Yeah.
I'll do Funny Mouth.
I'll be the narrator.
I'll be Ghost
Is
George.
it narrator? Oh, no.
Yeah, let's
All right.
switch it up. I'll be Ghost George.
No, wait, no, be Lemon Lameskull.
Okay, I'll be Lemon.
Because
Lameskull.
okay, and one of you be Ghost George.
I guess I'll probably.
Oh,
go
shit. What happened here?
Don't-
So,
Although
Dylan, you're just
Dylan
going to
doesn't
sit
even
here and
know.
laugh.
Dylan, you can be quiet.
I lost the thing already.
Perfect.
Fuck you.
All right.
I guess I'll just be Ghost.
Okay, actually, okay. So when it says a star, say so you start out. Say Funny Mouth.
Yeah,
is
I'll
joined.
start.
Okay.
Funny Mouth is joined Refer Sales.
Hashtag refer sales.
I hate you.
Hello, everyone. Tonight, I like to lick the blood out of in the people. I see your handsome face, but don't be sad about it. Come on.
Funny Mouth has left Refer Sales.
Hashtag refer sales.
Dylan, I'm going to...
Dylan, I will face fuck your corpse if you continue to do that.
Since I announced it in the
nasty.
chat box, it's been up on the screen this whole time, so it's just been up there for like 2 minutes. All right.
Good.
Holy fuck! What the fuck?
Did that just happen?
Yes, Skull. Yes, it did.
The first thing I should probably note is that I'm Lemon Limeskull. Uh-oh. In other words, that's my screen name up there. That was the first time I saw or heard from Funny Mouth, and for all intents and purposes, it should have been the last. Anyone who spent enough time chatting away knows that weirdos come and go. Folks pop in to ask insane questions or just troll a populated channel.
Actually, I'm going to say okay. So first of all, William and
Me and
Dylan, you should switch because
Yeah,
there's a lot of
every-
reading if you're just going to be the narrator the whole time. So just switch
Okay.
off.
Okay,
So
cool.
we're playing Richard Dreyfuss.
You're just being you're two are being the narrators.
So the what's the guy's name? Lemon Limeskull is inhabited by 3 distinct voices at the moment.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
The sound of his.
It's
of
the
his voice in
ghost
his
of
head.
Limeskull past, the ghost of Limeskull present, the ghost of Limeskull
All
future.
right.
So right away we are taken to the premise of this story, which is a online chat room. So
As described 1,000th time.
pretty much.
Damn, Dylan.
Fucking everyone.
I wanna join
Everyone's just like attacking John.
Welcome to the Salt Your
All
Friends
flavors
podcast.
so salty.
Welcome to the shit on your friends podcast. All right. Okay, Dylan, take over.
What first struck me as odd about the Funny Mouth guy, however, was the fact that he came and went with no particular goal. He didn't try to piss anyone off, and he didn't ask if anyone on the channel knew how to fix his computer or remove a virus. He just stuck his head in, rattled off some random text, and happily fucked off.
Okay.
So really though, what the hell?
Not a clue.
He's in another channel if you want to find out. Hashtag blood.
I do not, sir.
Laugh, bitch.
Okay, it's gonna be on the screen, so you don't have to.
Yeah,
put
yeah,
the,
yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
So, yeah,
I don't know what results I expected from following this guy to another channel. I'm not the type that goes out of his way to annoy or argue with people. I'll usually avoid it at all costs, though. Once someone starts with me, I don't mind getting into it at that point. I guess what I'm saying is I have no idea why I pursued this. Lemon Limeskull has entered blood.
Hey.
He was sitting there in the channel by himself.
Smiley face. So, don't do that. Fucking John staring at me like a creep. So you're staring at me? That's rude.
Sorry, I just do it. It's okay.
I see.
I actually chuckled out loud at this point. He was weird and inoffensive.
You can come back to refer sales if you want. We're not going to boot you if that's what you're worried about. Or not. Whatever, man. You just seemed interesting and I'm bored tonight.
I am broad tonight too. I always don't.
You always don't what?
I always don't. That's it. I always don't because they don't, and then I get silly.
Okay, well, see you around.
nice knock knock, Joe.
Okay.
What?
Please.
God, you took us out of the movie.
Let's go. Fuck Dylan.
What?
And with that, I
Just
left.
one
The act
through.
got old fast, and I felt either this was someone
Oh yeah, there's
trying
another
too
act
hard,
in here that's getting old fast.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
or a legitimate moron who was unaware of how to properly use a chat program.
Yep, sounds like someone we know.
I'm not old, stupid.
Oh.
Don't you dum-dum-dum
Okay, so Dylan, leave the room, please.
Sitting idly by yourself and popping into other channels for a split second seems like a desperate bid for attention. I might have done that and laughed my ass off in or around the 90s, but yeah, stupid.
So it's like this kid, this funny mouth. Now I know something fucked up's gonna happen, but this funny mouth kid sounds like an 11-year-old that's like using a chat room.
yeah,
Right.
Like it's
basically,
whatever.
thus far.
Nothing. I seriously don't know what he was saying.
Ha! Welcome to the internet.
What's sad is that besides you and me, that guy's the only active user here all night.
Lemon Limeskull kicks Killjay and shouts, "Wake up!"
Blah.
Silence dominated the channel for about a half hour as I minimized the window and went about my business.
Anyone on?
Nothing. 8 users in the channel, not a single one active.
Boring. Why are you people so boring? Wake up!
Lemon Limeskull puts everyone's hand in a bowl of warm water. It took me a few seconds to see it. Funny mouth again, staring again. I physically slumped my shoulders with a "not this shit again" sigh. Then I noticed he wasn't in the channel.
What? Anyone else see him? Of course not, because you're idle.
Yeah, you can have this one.
Obviously, it was a glitch with either my client or the server. The message was kicked up from earlier in the night at random. These things happen. Still, it creeped the hell out of me. After a few minutes of sitting there with a really cold, creepy feeling in my stomach, that I shouldn't have done something feeling, I decided to stop trying to brave it out and just close out the entire chat program. Sure, I could have just hung out like everyone else, like everything was fine, but why bother to try to prove I wasn't spooked? Hell, nobody was even around to see me slink away. After a few more hours screwing around on the web, I went to bed around 2:40 a.m. One thing I have always prided myself on is that I do not have any nightmares, at least not regularly. Usually, if there are monsters or ghosts or nuclear wars in my dream, I get to control it and I have a great time. I'm shooting zombies in the face, outright telling ghosts they're not real while I laugh at them, and if there's some disaster, I always know how to get to the safe spot while every other MFer fries.
All right, I'm going to stop here. So that's the intro to Funny Mouth. What are we all thinking as far as the premise and what's going on?
Virus.
I mean, he's just a
It's a
person in the
ghost in
chat
the
room.
machine.
Just,
I mean, in terms of like believability, this is probably the most
I mean, nothing's
believable
happened
because
yet.
it's,
Yeah,
yeah,
just-
but it's kind of like it feels like it's happening in real time. You know,
Yeah.
even though he's telling in retrospective, like the chat room, I think kind of adds a little bit more to it that we haven't seen.
No,
yet.
it's written pretty well.
Yeah,
Except
so far,
for-
so far.
Except right, could
With
heal.
that
It could
ending.
heel turn,
yeah,
just like the Rock in the Doom movie.
yeah. You shoulder your fucking weapon, soldier. Great film.
No, it isn't.
It is to me.
I've had maybe 4 actual nightmares in the past 10 years, and yes, I'm completely serious. Why is that? Okay. The first nightmare of my adult life was in 2005. I'd just broken off a relationship with someone who had been with someone else for over a year behind my back. That night, when I finally did get to sleep, I dreamt she was strapped down to a medical table while some sort of unseen, inexplicable creature sucked her brain out through an organic machine. The brain screamed, ceaselessly. The second nightmare had me visiting a medical facility where they were experimenting with new methods of saving lives. There was a fantastic tour of this high-tech facility, lots of wonders in modern science, people in lab coats, etc. Then I was led to a room with 3 car crash victims had been saved by their techniques. This included a slowly rocking young girl whose face had been completely distended and hung around her chest, and a woman who was nothing but a cluster of twitching severed limbs, all held together by a drawn-out, kite-like span of flesh.
Did I mention that this facility was actually in Russia?
Yeah, did we talk heel turn? Literally 30
I
seconds
know.
before the story
keep
heel
fucking
turn.
doing that to
It's
ourselves.
just,
It's like a curse. As soon as we say something,
we were like,
immediately.
It's cool, and then we go into weird dreamo land with
Yeah, is
medical
this
horror.
gonna be like then I woke up and it was done?
Well, yeah, literally at the moment, Dylan.
Yeah.
The third came soon after the second. I was being accosted by two people, one who wanted to insult me to no end, and the other who kept trying to pinch and tweak me in absurdly ineffective ways. Thinking I could control this dream like the others, I set the two men against each other, thinking it would be a sort of poetic justice. Instead, the pincher became extremely violent until he was pulling at the other's cheeks, grabbing his tongue with a fist, and furiously pulling at it until it came out. Then he pulled the fellow's eyelids until they distended in some sort of grotesque prolapse. I suppose what I'm getting at is that even when I did have nightmares, I was never the actual target of any sort of horror. It's always been a kind of empathetic horror, related to someone else getting brutalized. That's the wrong word, I think.
That
I
didn't
don't think
make.
so. What do you mean,
Brutalized?
empathetic?
Yeah.
No.
Empathetic horror? No, you feel
empathetic.
bad for somebody. You feel sad for somebody else.
Oh, I see what
Sympathy,
you're saying.
sympathy is
Okay.
So I know what you were
sympathy is
saying about the
feeling-
nightmares, but I think he's just describing nightmares that he's had in the past. But
So this is
the
like a-
main point is he doesn't
This
get
is like a really
nightmare.
weird aside.
Sympathy
I
is
guess.
you understand what's happening to the person because it's happened to you before. Empathy is you feel
Okay.
sorry for the
Empathetic.
person, but empathetic.
Yeah, you're
but
right.
you feel sorry for the person, but it's never happened to you
Yeah.
before, but you can relate to it. That's the difference. So because clearly, you wouldn't know what getting your tongue
I
ripped
forgot
out
how
your
much the
fucking eyelids
narrator
ripped
reads
off.
in this, actually. I thought there was more.
All right,
that's
Dill.
a lot.
Sorry, man.
All right. This night, however, was different. As soon as I fell asleep, I started damn it. I started dreaming.
Dylan hates these dream
I
sequences for some
do. It
reason.
sucks.
You're the one who said the Russian dream sequence was all a dream.
You were really trying to push the dream
Yeah.
dream thing in the Russian.
fucking Inception.
Yeah, this is dream inception bullshit. Basically, it was a recurring dream I have where I'm in the woods, just checking out animals and birds, and generally acting chill. I lie in the grass and look up at the sky. It's always a dream I welcome because even if I had a shit day, I'll wake up happy and ready to start over. This time the script changed. I laid in the grass, but while I was staring at the sky, I felt something odd. It was a cold, squirming feeling on my neck. In the dream, I reached to my neck and pulled away a long, writhing earthworm. Ew. Earthworms disgust me. If I see one in the yard, I'll specifically get a shovel and heap dirt over it, simply so I don't accidentally see it again.
Worms aren't that bad.
You know what a pussy?
See how people hate on worms.
Dude,
it's
Earthworm
big-
Jim, greatest hero of all time.
For real. And
Some
I mean,
people do not like earthworms.
worms just kind of chill though.
Yeah, I know.
I can see ants freak me out because I'm
Really?
weird.
Yeah, but you know when
Yeah,
you die,
Not
you're
like a
buried,
singular
worms
ant,
eat
but
you,
if you have
so-
like shitloads of ants in one place, it freaks me out.
Well, I would get just.
Well, this takes
What do
place.
you mean by freaked out?
Well, like this place
Like,
takes place in
scared
2005, I guess, because
Well, he
may have
says
seen-
he's
may
had
have-
these dreams.
No.
in
This is,
2000.
No,
he was
no.
okay. All the dreams that we heard of were all the dreams he's ever had. He said his first one
Yeah.
happened in 2000.
He
We
mentioned
don't know
since
when.
2005.
I think the whole point of saying that
When he
was
was
that
born.
he doesn't really get nightmares. That's
when
kind
he
of
was
his
born
idea.
in 2005, just like John.
Yeah, but let's remember also, like, I think
Which means he's 10.
I think people don't like worms because tremors. In a way, I can take that.
Yeah, but
in a way,
What?
if you were
I
if
The
you were a
movie with the
kid,
giant worms.
yeah, with giant worms and shit.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
Or the
think- I
famous
think
that's
Goosebumps
why.
novel. Fuck, what's it
I
called?
don't remember.
Eat worms or something?
Yeah.
how to eat
How do you eat worms or something?
That's not
yeah,
shit.
That's not
kids book.
Goosebumps.
It's a kid's
Yes,
book.
it is.
No,
That's a
kid's
goose.
book.
That's a
Yes, it
Goosebumps
is.
book. How to eat an earthworm?
No, how to eat, like, go eat worms or how to eat a
Yeah,
worm.
it's like
Oh.
worms
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
It's something like that.
I thought you meant like the
The hell?
kids
shit.
book where it's like how to eat an earthworm. I meant like a movie about it. It's just this guy who like makes all these recipes for eating earthworms. He's like a kid. That's the
No.
whole premise of the movie.
No, this is just a Goosebumps book.
Okay.
Come on.
R.L. Stein is one of the greatest writers of our time.
He's very prolific.
He certainly, his ghostwriters are very prolific.
Go eat worms. That's the name of the Goosebumps
Thank you.
story, Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
In the dream, I reached to my neck and pulled away a long, writhing earthworm. Did we read
Yes.
this already? Sorry. Disgusted but more or less content, I flung the worm aside and continued my dream. Then, that feeling again. Clammy, wet, wiggling against the side of my neck. I pulled another worm away. Again, it happened. The third time, the feeling of confusion and dread became so overwhelming that I immediately snapped myself out of the dream. That's what usually happens when shit gets real in my dreams. Game over.
I figured it out. Though. At least I thought I had. In the waking world, I felt my neck and discovered a slick, slimy film on my skin. Logic dictated that I must have been drooling in my sleep. Nothing to be proud of, but not exactly terrifying either. My dreaming mind must have translated the icky feeling into an appropriate creature in the forest dream. Perhaps more unsettling, though, was the fact that the bed around me seemed to have indentations, 4 to be exact. It was almost as though of someone on hands and knees had been hovering over me as I slept.
Satan, and this is the end.
This isn't a dream.
I'm really compelled, Jake.
There was a number of reasons that could have happened, but from then on that night, I slept very lightly. Any little thing like the sound of a ceiling fan would wake me up straight away. I had no real interest in going back to the woods that night. When morning came around, I got ready to take off, to get out of the house and shake the cobwebs out. I only planned to check my email real quick to make sure I didn't have any pending transactions or questions I had to answer. Surprise!
Yeah, from funnymouth@blood.com to Charles Watts.
Okay.
Okay.
I had a good time to talk to you. It can be fun again. I'll see what. I don't like it. Stop it.
As you probably recall, I hadn't given this asshat my email address. However, logical answer, someone else on the channel must have. He obviously came back to refer sales, asked someone who I was, and that douchebag completely betrayed me, knowing I don't give out my personal contact info. Although, the email was dated 2:40 a.m. That was pretty much the moment I went to bed, when everyone on the channel was still idle. Even though I well and truly knew I was taking some sort of bait, I responded. From Charles Watts to funnymouth@blood.com.
This is Limeskull.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Not exactly sure I want you emailing me.
It was clear and to the point. There was no mistaking the message I was sending, and though it was snippy, I wasn't goading him into replying by starting a flame war. But of course, from Funnymouth to Charles Watts.
Come on. Don't be so sad about it. I know you can like it. We will have fun a lot of the time. It's okay, even.
He responded literally a minute later. It's fucking creepy.
Thinking of Fraser Man Charles now.
Yeah.
And with that, I blocked his address. Really, I should have done that in the first place, but I still had some sick sort of interest in exactly where this was going. Maybe if I put my foot down, he would admit he was just screwing around and call me a humorless wet blanket. When I saw it was just the same old bullshit, that gave me the green light to go ahead and shut the guy out.
For what it's worth, you can relax at this point. The blocking stuck. There was no follow-up message circumventing the ban. After a few minutes, I assured myself that was all over, and I went about my day. It wasn't until I got home at dusk that the cold, squirming feeling in my stomach started all over again. And I had no idea why. Well, that's not entirely true. I had some idea. I checked my email. Nothing from Funnymouth. However, there was an email from George G to Charles Watts.
Hey, referralsale.com is fucked up. I can't get shit to load. When you're online, please take a look ASAP. Peace and carrots.
What's with this
George.
picture?
You have to... Oh, that came too early.
Peace and carrots.
Whatever.
Oh, way to go, creepypasta.wiki.
Spoiler!
Well, the phone hold on. Yeah, on the full page.
Get your mobile game up to date, creepypasta.wiki.
Is it the right spot?
Oh, it's the next one.
Dropping some spoilers.
Okay, whatever.
Okay.
I let out a string of curses. Downtime meant lost sales, and I'd been out all day with no way for... Is it Jorge?
I don't know.
Jorge, he's
Hold
Jorge
on.
Mamba.
It was
Jorge
George at
Mamba.
first.
It's Jorge, isn't it?
Yes.
I guess.
Jeez, you people. And I've been out all day with
White.
no way
What
for
do you mean, you
Jorge.
people?
You white. Whitey.
You Caucasian cracker motherfuckers.
White people.
Spoiler alert, guys, we're all white.
You white guilt motherfucker.
Oh, mother team blood.
Hashtag Oscars.
Oh, you.
Topical.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I broke John.
Oh no!
Then I want you to like, comment, and
In
subscribe.
the middle of the story.
Oh Jesus
Middle of the
Christ!
story.
What was happening?
Fuck.
Son of a bitch.
Why are you so mad?
Don't take it out of me.
I hate laughing. Alright, continue, please.
If I'd been a little less strict with my personal info, he could have just called me. I loaded the screen and waited for some sort of error screen. Instead, it began to reroute to another page. Blood.com. From Charles Watts to Jorge.
G.
That's
Dan.
Oh, sorry.
Dan.
I was looking at the photo again.
It's okay, you failed us.
Yeah, I see it. It's redirecting to a website with a giant pixelated face with a messed up tongue. I think this has to be that funnymouth piece of shit. Did you give him my email with the domain in it? CW.
From Jorge to Charles Watts.
It's a 404 page, not a redirect. I want what you're smoking. All I get on the blood.com is coming soon notice. I didn't give anyone shit, George.
From Charles Watts to Jorge. Please.
Har 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 funny.
Then Jorge emailed me a screenshot of the site giving a 404 error, along with a coming soon notice for blood.com. He could have easily faked them, but why? I mean, if this was some sort of joke, it was pretty abstract, and I didn't get it. When I looked at my website files, everything looked normal. Nothing was out of place, and nobody had even logged in to change anything. I checked the domain names and name servers, the thing that routes a domain where it's supposed to go, and nothing was out of sorts. Still, there was this bloated, tongue-wagging face looking back at me with its empty eye sockets. Then I don't know how I missed it in the first place. Looking closely, the picture of that face wasn't really pixelated. It was made of tiny letters, HTML code coloring each letter specific to the image. Over and over again, the word that made up the image was right in front of me. Funny mouth, 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 in a great cluster of nonsense. I felt like spitting at the screen.
I unblocked his email address and set about writing an incredibly profane and threatening letter. I didn't really care if I got the site back at this point. I just wanted to get everything off my chest so I can feel like I was in control of the situation again. Before I could finish the letter, I just got this weird, creepy feeling again. That no, it couldn't be feeling where you know you're being absurd. But at the same time, you know you're right. I stopped hacking out my death threats and checked the inbox. From funnymouth at blood.com to Charles Watts.
I see your handsome face.
Oh, fuck you. Hello, buddy.
From Funny Mouth
To Charles Watts.
Hello, buddy.
Oh, it's you. Okay.
From funnymouth to Charles Watts.
Come on.
From funnymouth to Charles Watts.
Hello, hello, hello.
You skipped ahead,
It
fuck.
doesn't matter.
From
It
funnymouth
doesn't
to
matter.
Charles Watts.
Hello, hello, hello.
From funnymouth to Charles Watts.
I don't want to not.
From funnymouth to Charles Watts.
I don't think about it, please, though.
From funnymouth to Charles Watts.
I see your handsome face.
Those all come like within like a minute. All those emails, by the way.
It's really cool though, like the way we're building it.
Rapid fired
Not
up.
only was that feeling correct, the feeling that he had already emailed me the minute I unblocked him, but it seemed he had steadily been emailing me nonstop since I blocked him.
Oh shit.
10 more letters arrived just within the time span it took me to reply. Charles Watts to funnymouth.
Fucking stop!
I was getting a stress headache. My heart was pounding. Not from fear, but rage. This was probably the most absurdly infuriating person on the internet, and that's saying a
No
lot.
shit.
Thankfully, the string of letters did indeed stop. I tried to calm myself down, breathing deeply, but it didn't seem to take. I was still incredibly pissed. Slowly, methodically, I sent him another note.
Oh my god.
From Charles Watts to Funny Mouth.
Hi. I don't understand what you're saying, and I do not understand what you want. I think there may be a language barrier. Is your first language English? I think you've done something to my website, and I would like you to undo it. If you're mad at me, I did not intend this to happen. You may have misunderstood what I said or what I meant. Please change my website back, and let's go our separate ways. Thank you.
I waited. I thought about how I'd conquered my anger, and that this measured response was really the best way to go about it. This fellow would understand what I meant. He'd realize the mistake he made. I calmed down. Everything was going to be okay. Then, from Funny Mouth to Charles Watts,
Face.
I hit the roof. I hit the goddamn roof and went clear through. I smacked the monitor with my palm, knocking it clear off the desk. That pissed me off even more as I drove my fist into the keyboard repeatedly until the keys flew free. Jesus Christ. I screamed out in a mixture of frustration with myself and rage over the situation and stormed out of the room, knocking down anything and everything I could get my hands on. For as long as I could manage the energy, I laid waste to my own shit. I would have started a fire and burned the fucking place down
This
if
is
I
a
had
little
a lighter on hand.
excessive.
Yeah, I don't want to see this guy in a car in traffic. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
He's like, gone.
That night I stared at the ceiling for what felt like an eternity before sleep came. Waiting for sleep, I knew it was going to have a nightmare. I just knew it. That was how my luck was going. Imagine how surprised I was, even in sleep, when instead of some horrific setting, I was someplace safe. The woods.
I laid in the grass again. I felt the relaxation. I knew even my subconscious knew that everything would be okay. No matter what setbacks life threw at me, the world would go on. Nothing was permanent. Everything was in transition. Nobody could really get to me. I felt the squirming against my neck. Nope, no dice. Nothing could spoil this right now. I ignored the worm. It would go away. I felt squirming move to my mouth. No, I couldn't will myself awake. Every other time I've been able to decide to wake up, but it seemed like the opportunity had now passed. Before I continue reading, why do I feel like the guy's putting his dick in his mouth?
Oh, okay. Well,
Dylan.
Well,
Worm, phallic
the-
symbols.
well, keep reading.
Then it wasn't a worm, it was a finger. Oh, close. Then another.
still sexy.
Then another. Then more until 4 slimy, squirming digits were locked around my teeth, clutching my lower jaw. It didn't hurt when it happened. It was just sort of like a pop. More pressure than pain. It was quick, and before I even knew what was going on, it was over. I then managed to force myself awake. I sat up and got to my feet in complete darkness. Feeling my way around the walls, I made my way into the bathroom. There I finally flicked the light switch. I stood before the mirror, rubbing my eyes as the harsh light blinded me. I stared into the mirror for minutes on end with no reaction, no feelings, no thoughts. Then I smiled.
I smiled as best I could now that my jaw was completely broken, hanging loose around my neck. My tongue lolled listlessly like a paralyzed gooey slug. And the whiplash, everyone!
Oh my god.
Joker.
My teeth weren't rooted in anything but threads of flesh, and I could pull them out by hand with about the same discomfort as a needle prick. I laughed, the halting sound coming out like the gurgle of a backed-up sewer drain. What a handsome face. What a funny mouth. A funny mouth. A funny mouth, funny mouth, funny mouth. Lemon Lime has joined Refer Sales.
I see your handsome face. Don't be so sad about it.
Hey, where the fuck were you? Hello, Charles?
Lemon Lime Skull has left Refer Sales.
Oh, Slime Beast wrote this. Hey.
Oh,
Alright.
Slime Beast.
Slime
Oh, that's a
Beast.
slime beast.
Better than
Okay.
Whimsy Woods.
Yeah, alright, so I'm curious to know what you thought, Will, honestly.
It veered into absurdity, but it worked somehow.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
don't know
It's
how.
weird, isn't it
Yeah.
weird?
It was weird and made no sense, and I don't mind.
No, it made sense. I think it made sense. Because, I mean...
The beginning threw you off because, like, okay, you're thinking it's like gonna be another dream sequence.
Well, no,
No,
it's
Dylan,
cool.
only you
No,
were locked in the
Dylan,
dream.
I know.
he was describing something that
No, I'm
happened in
saying
his
I-
past.
I
Only
know.
you.
No, listen.
I'm just saying
listen.
that's how it first started off, and then it just went.
Listen, to me
360.
it's like... I don't know. I enjoyed the story, too.
This was
And it's
almost-
weird because I don't want to... It's like... I want to explain why, but at the same time, it's some of the reasons are why I didn't like other stories.
Yeah, I'm almost
Which is
getting
really
that feel.
weird. Yeah, like, I
You
don't...
want to know what it is?
What?
Because
Slime Beast.
of the writer.
Yeah, I was about to say it's well written.
It's the writer.
Really well written.
I told you during Whimsy whether this was written by a guy who calls himself an author, and this guy is.
This is a genuinely well written story.
Yep.
And
That's what
yeah,
happens.
And I think
even if you take a concept that is like all you have to do is put yourself in a somewhat realistic setting, and again, there's no direct threat to the reader. It's happening to some other guy.
Right,
You're just reading the. The same thing happened with Normal Porn for Normal People. That story shouldn't have scared you, but Cosby Death is a
it
great
didn't
writer.
for some of the people.
That
You're
was
right.
that was different. This is more like genuine urban legend. Like this is almost Bloody Mary level of sort of just
yeah,
sheer, like a
yeah.
ghouly almost.
Yeah,
kind of
again,
thing.
yeah, very much an
Like,
urban legend,
this
like
is-
very creepy.
This plays into that idea of like the creepy, omniscient, specter-esque monster who can see you
yeah, and it like passes
and-
it on.
and
yeah.
passes. It almost gave me an It Follows kind of vibe.
Oh,
at
yes.
the end.
Damn it!
Yeah.
I was just thinking
was
about
Did you
that.
actually watch that?
I did not.
We should watch that. It's really
We
fucking
should
good.
watch It Follows. But yeah, no, that
I'm
was
not
a
I feel
horror
the same
person.
way.
So
It's
let's-
not really scary. It's just atmospheric. It's not really scary. And
It's
Also,
built
does
very well.
everyone?
Yeah.
Also, what makes a story scarier is the ending, not the part where the mouth gets popped. It's the ending where Lemon
Right.
Lime Skull becomes back,
Right.
because that means
And what's-
there are multiple funny
See, that's the
mouths.
thing. It's
Right.
not about like the moment of horror. Like a lot of writers, especially the Lost episodes, get caught up in this weird
Right,
like
and I was,
gore
I was
fixation.
thinking that too.
And Slimeby's completely kind
I
of
was
like
thinking that too because
passes over the
Right.
gore entirely.
Because the way this is written, it's almost like Squidward Suicide, where it's like, why are you doing this? Why are you talking to this person? Like he's weird, and why do you keep going back
Well,
to it?
he
And
owns the website, Referred Sales, and he's getting shit happen.
but that's the thing. Like, for some, it works in this for that reason, and because this is more believable than a bunch of executives, watching a horrible fucking SpongeBob episode. Like, this is like just morbid curiosity.
yeah,
And it fucking ruins this guy.
Well, what ends up
and
happening...
again, the reveal is not, like Will said, it's not like super gory or like, hyper realistic
and there
or
isn't even like
photorealistic.
a monster
it's just
that you see.
right. It's
It's
just
not about
like
that.
it's like a spirit.
Yep.
And like you see the face, and then you basically become You
It's
know,
just like
funny
a
little
malevolent
funny little
curse.
tidbit
Fucked up,
here.
yeah.
Funny little tidbit
which
here.
is cool, and I can see it. I can see, like, the other shit, like the hyper realistic with like the eyes and shit, and the other ones I couldn't see. This I can see. I could see a guy walking into his fucking bathroom and his jaw is just hanging off, and like there's teeth are falling out.
And
I
then
can
he just
see
laughs.
that.
And
It's
goes back
fucking
to the chat.
terrifying. Yeah.
Yep.
He goes crazy. Funny little tidbit. That is actually the face of Slime Beast.
Are you
the
serious?
author. Yeah,
That's
his name is
awesome.
Christopher
Really?
Wolf. He
He looks
distorted the
fucked
image.
up.
No, he distorted the image to
Yeah,
make
of course.
I was kidding.
That's cool.
it. Yeah, but he. Yeah.
Slap some lipstick on there and it's the Joker.
I'd fuck it.
I'd fuck his broken jaw mouth
But
hole.
here, this is how the narrator goes about this. First, it's this stupid guy on the internet, and we've all met
Right,
that guy.
right.
Especially, I don't really do the whole live chat thing, but
Well,
anyone who's done it.
nobody really does anymore. Like,
Fair enough, but when you do, yeah, you're gonna run into that asshole on the internet.
Right.
I think that's very believable.
Sometimes
And-
the asshole is
yes.
Nate.
So, yeah, exactly.
Thank you for not using my name.
You're welcome, Dylan.
Did I mention I live with Dylan? Okay, it went back to me. But
That'll be like It's Always
Watch
Sunny.
the
where
last podcast to get
give it
that
a
joke.
like.
It'll be like It's Always Sunny where they shout, "D's a bird," and then they all like just laugh. You know, we'll just be like, "Dylan, ha ha ha."
love you all. I
Dylan
love
is
you
the
guys
D
all.
of our podcast.
Yeah, I mean,
What? Because my name starts with a D?
No,
God damn.
Dan, this is exactly why. Sorry, Dan. What were you trying to say?
I don't know. I this might be,
I like this.
with the exception of maybe not Funny Mouth, Jesus Christ, Smiling Man, this may be my favorite one.
I'm gonna go ahead since no one else is. I'm gonna say a couple things I didn't like about it. Because I feel
No,
like,
that's fine.
You know,
Go ahead.
minor things. One where he talks about the dreams he used to had was a really weird random aside that,
Yeah.
that
didn't
was
tie into the
literally
story.
that was my thing.
Let me
with
just
it.
no,
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
tie into the story at any point.
Yeah.
It played into that weird like gore love that Creepypasta falls
Yeah,
into. It
it's true.
seems half the fucking time, and I found that to be a weird. We mentioned it was like a heel turn. It was like a really
Yeah.
weird.
And it really
random
had
aside.
nothing to do with the story.
Wasn't needed at all.
It could have been summed up
And
in
it
about
had-
2 or 3 sentences.
It had the
or
exact
something.
flaws I was so happy the ending avoided. So it wasn't a big deal. It was just weird that it was there.
Yeah.
And the other minor thing that I noticed was every time he couldn't just check his email, he had to like explain why. Like, I had a feeling in my bones that I had an
Well,
email.
I mean,
Like,
that's a given though. Like
A feeling we all
whenever
had that.
right, that
Yeah.
sense of dread you get when you're.
that one's super minor. I just thought it was weird that he. Kept,
I no,
he kept having to
that's
explain it.
that's not a problem for me. The dreams I'll agree with, but that like the weird feeling that you get. I mean, I feel like that's part of horror. That's what makes good horror.
I guess
that
it was
you get
trying
that
to be atmospheric.
Weird feeling.
When you have
yeah.
the narrator, what he does is he first responds to Funny Mouth like an asshole on the internet, and he's curious about him
Yeah.
because he's bored and he's on the internet late at night. He goes to bed at a reasonable hour of 2:40 a.m., which we've all done before, clearly.
we're probably
Um,
gonna do tonight.
We're probably gonna do it
That's
tonight.
fine.
But then he does the smart things. He goes to his email. He sees he's emailed him. He's like, I'm just gonna block him, and that's
Right.
it. And it's implied that the entire time he was blocked, Funny Mouth was sending more messages.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Like-
apparently hovering over him in bed, fucking with him,
Oh god.
Yeah.
That's just
which is even creepier when you think about it.
4 fingers.
And that's the thing too about the ending. Like I'm half expecting him to wake. Half expecting him to wake up and Funny Mouth is over him
And I
and
saw
about
two
to like kill him.
green beady eyes.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing.
And
then
this
his
was
jaw-
way better that
Yep.
it like
His
happened.
jaw was
It
just
makes
He
it makes
became Funny Mouth.
and also it makes more sense because if this, I mean, going back to the whole dream sequence, okay, describing 3 or 4 of his dreams was whatever. Like it wasn't really that important, but it got the point across after the first one that he can lucid dream, and it was interesting, like seeing that, like the fact that he could lucid dream, and then at the end he can't control it, and it turns out that
I guess
it's
that
almost
was-
not even a
I
dream;
guess that
it's
was
actually
the
happening.
I guess that is the only way it kind of tied in.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was a little
To set up
over-excessive.
the-
But yeah.
The thing is that after the narrator ignores him, he ignores him for as long as he can. Like, there's always that thing where it's like, why are you doing this? Why are you like going after
Right.
this person? Once he's fucked with his website, he had no choice.
Right.
He had to face
That's
it.
part of it.
And
you
he
know?
tried, and you see he tries his best to rationalize and
Right.
tries to, but he has. I think this narrator has the personality where he clearly has some sort of anger disorder. He's really angry,
Yeah,
very
Yeah,
maniacal.
he's angry. Yeah,
But like, but he keeps mentioning that, like, I have to calm myself down.
right.
Like
yeah.
he was in the middle of writing a really threatening email to him, and then he's like, okay, I gotta
A lot of
stop, I gotta
bad-
calm
That
down.
was- that was-
Yeah, but it's okay because Funny Mouth fixed him.
That was a really nice kind of background touch that was never really explicitly mentioned and
Right.
built throughout the story.
The subtlety, yeah.
And there's no sentence like I've always been an angry person.
Right. No,
Yeah,
which is
really.
what we've gotten
Holy
multiple
shit.
times.
You're
Right.
so
You're
right.
right.
Yeah,
You're
my
absolutely
God.
right.
No bad energy.
I've always been an angry
No
person.
bad
energy.
energy. No chi.
No
You're
chi.
upsetting the.
It's
You're
just-
upsetting
It's
the
just
chi.
it's implied. So yeah,
That's
put-
actually that's a good point. I didn't even
Slime
notice
put
that.
you a creepypasta author. A good creepypasta author will make you believe in a story, but the greatest creepypasta author will make you want to believe in his story.
Let me ask you something. Who would
What?
win a fight, Lumberjack Dan or Funny Mouth?
We don't know.
Smiling Man.
I mean, Lumberjack Dan's a robot or an animatronic.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
as far as we
thinking-
know,
Thinking of like Whimsy Woods, I think the reason I didn't like Whimsy Woods I didn't like Whimsy Woods because I don't like
You said it was
children.
Ghost, you said it was like
it's
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
Yeah,
It's
I
very
just don't like
Goosebumps.
children protagonists and kind of like the goofy ending kind of thing.
But what's weird
And,
is
Children friendly, okay?
Unfortunately,
but
like
this is a testament to the author though, to Slime Beast, because this is a completely different style of story.
This
It doesn't
feels
even.
he's
a
done.
lot.
Yeah, he tackles a lot of
why.
things.
That's why at the end when we got to the bottom, I was like, oh, this was written by Slime Beast.
The tonal
Because
shift
it's like
is very
completely
huge.
different from Whimsy Woods, and
Yeah.
that's the mark of a good author of anything if they're able to transcend genres like that.
Yeah, it's cool.
He's written a lot of creepypasta, and he's tackled different things, and I like some of his stuff. I don't like some of his stuff, but
this works a
everything,
lot better. Than,
even the
Yeah.
stories I didn't like that he wrote, I've always thought they were well written.
Yeah.
He's always, he takes an idea head on and says, "I'm going to try and make this work."
Which is a rare thing in the creepypasta writing circles.
as far as we know, yeah.
As far as
Alright.
we've seen.
Yeah.
There's two reasons I did this story. First, I always thought that I should have done this second, not
One
Whimsy
and
Woods.
two, and that sweet
Because
transition.
I think if I had done normal porn and then followed up with Funny Mouth, that would have been a better transition.
No,
Well, it's
no,
cool.
I like
mean,
it. I
I
like
mean,
that
it's
we
good
did
because
Whimsy
we now
Woods.
retroactively appreciate Slime Beast more.
Yeah.
No, that's
That's
not well.
Because we would have read that first and then Whimsy Woods, we'd been like,
And
what
we'd
the
have been like,
fuck
what is
happened?
wrong with him?
Right.
He's off his game.
Right.
He's losing it.
Right.
Exactly. There's also another reason I did this. I'm gonna throw my support for him because he is in the middle of some bullshit right now. So after the whole Fine Bros thing with React, on his
God,
YouTube channel,
okay.
he made a video where he said, "I wonder if the term creepypasta is."
You posted that and I
trademarked.
watched it, yeah.
I won't say the person's name because now that person's lawyers is coming after Slimebeast because
Really?
he's laughing about it on Twitter, and he's like saying things like, we'll call him John Doe.
Wait, so like he
Mike
figured
Watch.
out who had
He used a
copyright.
public website to figure out that I'll call him John Doe.
right.
John Doe had the trademark for creepypasta, which means it's
He said it was two different people.
well, one didn't get it.
Oh, okay.
So he
Okay.
so he just exposed it. His video got flagged and taken down. Then he comically he reposted the video and he explained, whenever I'm about to mention John Doe's name, I'm just going to say Voldemort. So that's what he did. So if you rewatch
But
it,
it's
it's
like
just
that's
yeah.
dumb as shit because if it's public domain and public knowledge and he just brings
Right,
attention
and
to
that's
it,
what he was
bullshit.
trying to say. And I feel a little bit bad because I was actually one of the guys in his comment section, kind of defending John Doe a little bit, saying, "Well, he's only using it for people who he's claiming that because he's had this trademark for a few months." And I was saying like, "Well, he hasn't really used it yet." But when I found out that when his video got flagged and that
Yeah, it's bullshit.
like his lawyers are telling Slimebeast that John Doe feels threatened, and he's like, "Shut the fuck
Well, it's a
up."
bunch
What do
of
you mean
hot
for
air.
threatened? What does that have to-
All he did was post public domain. He said, "Hey, by the way, you may not know
Somebody
this,
owns
but
this."
Creepypasta
Right.
is trademarked, and I
Right.
don't like this." That's
Right.
all he did,
Right.
and yeah.
Right.
So I don't know how. I mean, this is going to get
Slime
released
Beast,
some ways.
I mean,
We don't know. And the thing is,
if
today
you're
is
listening, you have support, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
the problem is that today is February 20th, so I don't know when this is going to get posted. So I don't know what's going to happen.
probably
a
in
month
like
from
2 months.
now. No, a month. It's probably going to be.
We have 2 videos before this one, and if we're posting
Yeah.
one every month, then
No, it's 2 months now.
oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I posted Dead Bart recently.
That was
yeah.
before Smiling Man though.
Yeah, Smiling Man's next.
That's next on the roster.
Give it a like.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was I think I like the story a lot. Final thoughts on Funny Mouth, Nate.
I liked it. I enjoyed the acting. But I don't know. I just
Cutting insight, Nathaniel. Thank you.
All right,
Dylan, what did you think? Let's follow with strength with strength.
You fucking asshole.
Don't put me with him.
Oh man.
It's too late.
Your mom put you with him when she gave birth to you both.
Yeah, you
Spoiler, we're brothers.
You goofed.
Dylan.
You know what? At first, like, Will's gonna probably shit on me for this. I wasn't thinking the whole dream sequence, of course. But then they got out of it, and at first I was like, okay, it was a little weird. But then he actually explained it with having the dreams, and it was pretty spectacular. At the end, how I thought it was gonna be something else, and
Do you know what a dream?
Just-
You know what that means?
I fucking don't know. Let me be me.
That's like a montage of dreams. He's just describing what he's had in the past.
Well, he
What's
had
weird-
a couple dreams.
And to be
So-
fair, yes, I did think that was a little weird, but he explained why it's there. There's a reason for why it's there.
I hate to say this again. I keep coming back to this and saying this, but again, I can imagine this as another like YouTube short or like short film. This
Yeah.
definitely,
Oh, yeah.
this again
Yes.
definitely works.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the good
I feel
ones
like they
could
would ruin
definitely
it.
work.
I
as,
honestly
like,
feel like a movie would kind of ruin it though, because they would probably have the guy hovering.
Yeah,
No,
It kind of ruins the mystery.
they would
of
do like
what
a
the funny
shitty
mouth
job
is.
with the fucking jaw break.
probably.
I feel like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I
In
mean,
Cassie Cage.
yeah, I really enjoyed this. I think because it's something different. Again, it's another internet story, which I honestly
I like
just
them a lot.
Yeah, just based on like this and normal porn, like they're the most believable, at least to me, because
Even
you
though you
can't
can
really-
disprove both pretty easily.
but that's you can also believe them
You're
really
supposed
easily.
to distend your believability a little
Right.
bit.
I will
but-
say this descends very much into straight urban legend, whereas normal porn holds its reality throughout the
That's
entire
true.
thing.
That's true.
Which is why that's still my
and
favorite one
I
we've
feel like
read.
that's what keeps happening in the stories that we're reading. Normal porn, I feel like, is the most realistic
It's my
one.
favorite one.
Because there's nothing really super. I mean, there is a little bit of supernatural shit, like they can't figure out where the videos are coming from.
Yeah, a little.
But
I think Smiling Man's pretty realistic.
Smiling Man is very realistic.
Yes.
yeah, that would I would argue
It's my
that would be the
second
most
favorite.
realistic one.
That's my
But the
favorite.
rest of these always have some kind of supernatural twist to them,
Yeah.
which I'm not complaining about. But it'd be like
It's a lot of
if
what
this
horror
just
is.
ended with like. I don't know, because I like the ending. I really like the ending of this. But if it just ended with nothing, like Barbie.avi or whatever, I still would have been okay with it because it's believable enough, it's creepy enough that this guy was talking to
Did
this
you do your
fucking
Final
weird
Thoughts
stranger
No.
on the chat room. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I like that this sticks the landing so well. I think it edges out Barbie.avi as my third favorite one we've read. Well, that one was great. This one, even though it descends into like Looneyville, it does it in like a really well written way, and it's a lot of fun.
we should do like a once we read like 15 or 20 of these.
We all argue.
We
about
should
our
do like a
personal
top. Yeah, we should do like a
rankings.
top five favorites for each of us.
Maybe.
That sounds fun.
I'll think about it.
Yeah, I don't know, but
But-
very good story, really well written. You done did good, Slime Beast.
Funny mouth.
I just realized this too. It also using the adjective slimy when he describes stuff
Oh yeah,
too.
that's true.
When he just described the feeling on the back of the neck, I'm
true.
like, oh,
Whoa, that's
that
meta.
was-
Meta.
I can get meta.
Shout out to himself.
Yeah,
Oh,
good stuff.
Give it a
I always
like.
thought that
Jesus Christ, Nate.
That's
Shut
all Nate's good
up.
for.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
That's all makes
Give
sense.
it a like.
He's like, it was good, I guess. Like us.
I'm sorry, I just read.
Fucking.
It's only 9. Nate.
all you have to, whenever, even some of the most unbelievable stories that like you would never believe in a million years. Some of them I like, just because.
Horror doesn't have to be real,
Yeah,
It's true.
even though I like when it is.
I like this. I like this author's for his writing ability. Even the stories that he's written that I've read that I did not like as much, I always see that he writes very well. And that's just, I don't know. I think if you have the ability to write very well, you can, and you really understand what creepypasta is, you can really make almost anything scary.
What is creepypasta?
Oh my
What?
God.
It's creepypasta.
Something you eat.
How did I get
So yeah,
creepypasta.
What I like.
Shut up, Nate.
Bad.
So much.
All right.
This has been
It's
the
like a
scare.
doll. Like you just push a button. We don't even
Yeah,
need
really.
him here. He's just fucking.
We need to write-
good. I like this. Subscribe,
Right.
comment,
It's a fucking
follow
doll.
us on Twitter at Twitter/Skillflake.
What the fuck's the name?
Which you should totally do. I have a Twitter.
Those
buy the
internet.
Nate doll for only
Those-
$39.99.
Those what are they called? When you
You're
like
worth it.
record, like you click the link and it does like a sound clip. The soundboard, yeah.
Soundboard.
Dude, what we need is a soundboard for Nate.
We can record Nate.
What'd you
once
think,
and
Nate?
we're good.
It was good.
And then we can just cut him off anyway, like we always do.
Well, this has been the Scary Friends podcast. This is John, aka Skillfully.
Nate.
Will's also here.
Dan.
And Dylan.
And we will see you on the next episode where we do another creepypasta with another big mouth.
No shit.
Until then,
No shit.
farewell.
Give it a like.